good.
Yeah. I mean,
That was very fun.
K-State, I'm K-State, but I'm glad KU won. Jackson Heights, did you see that? I watched that on the
21
Heights.
points and 40
Heights. They just could not cover the outside field. They what? I know, they probably haven't had that happen. I wonder if they even practiced that. Probably not.
We have to understand, too, they've never been in that position before for how long?
Yeah. Well, I will say this.
Years.
I think Jackson Heights is a much better team than Russell. And they showed it. Up until those 2 or 3 plays like that. So very disappointing. Anyway, good year for them.
Yep, very good.
Who's Hayden playing against? Nelsville?
Yes, well,
Okay. Who's your attorney, or your counsel? Rural water now. Okay. I see Lee's birthday's today. That's Paul Crawford. But I guess they would have intermingled because Paul's doing some consulting work for small communities. And he's also on Highland Arts Board. He's a really good guy. Was he your teacher? He was. Yeah. Your predecessor's birthday's today.
Yeah, maybe not buying a beer.
Is he older or younger? Seriously?
Well, much, getting relatively.
I'm not against that.
10 years younger. You know, 56.
I guess that.
Well, did you see this? And by the way, I've got a, well, it's hard out to, gotta go through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be witness, so it's special.
Oh.
And I don't really have a lot.
They will pledge here. Oh.
Yeah, if you guys start using it, it affects this. So just like one.
Using what?
If you use it, facilities and stuff like that, it makes it this.
Okay, I have 9 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and stand, open the meeting with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Gentlemen, correction to the, or in addition to the agenda, we'll have Candy, Christie, and Mary, and Kate at 10:45 for a short discussion. If you want to add that in. And then Christie, just an announcement for the record, public record. I got a phone call this past week that from a constituent who was inquiring that had been on that great social media, Facebook, and someone accused us of having secret meeting Tuesday night. So I just, for the record, Paul Recorder announced that our meeting would be on Tuesday for almost 2 years now. We've been having additional meetings a month to allow the public to come in, to have an open dialogue with those who wish to come in. So I want that in there, and then it was also on our website.
Oh, the date, put the date on when that was.
And it was also announced in the meeting on the 4th and the meeting on the 12th.
October 30 paper. So just, so that is in the official record.
So for anybody that was here, they had more than ample notification.
Okay, Todd, you're up to bat, my friend.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's probably more than just status than anything else.
Okay.
The main thing I did do over the last week is I got the tax sale, foreclosure, pleadings done, and the lease upstairs is gathering the last numbers for how much and whatnot. And once we put our little exhibits together nice and neat, we'll go up and get filed, and got about 28 properties left that are going to get before sale if they don't pay up. So that is number one. The only other thing I think is probably kind of pending, well, there's 2 things that I think. One being, I think, I want on record some clarity about the intentions of the commission in regards to the recent rules in the past about public comment at a meeting or being placed on the agenda. It indicates that a person to be eligible to come forward, they have to be owner of property, have business with the county. There really isn't a definition of owner in there, and there's obviously the question that has arisen whether a tenant who would just hold a lease on a property would be considered under your guys' formulation of that policy, owner, as you meant it in those rules, or what do you think more of what we call fee simple, or fee owner of property, the person who registered deeds has down as being one of or the owner of the property for tax purposes and for records of ownership. So just
In my opinion, no, it should be a fee simple owner, because if you're not registered in the county, if you do not have, the lease does not give you ownership of land. I'm sorry, the person who owns the land, who is on the registered deed stairs, is the one who owns the land. A leaseholder is in no way holding an owner of land.
And at the end of the day, this is, again, define what this meeting is for us and the public.
well,
This is a business
it's
meeting.
a business meeting, it's not an open forum.
And-
An open forum means that everybody can come in and say stuff and protest and do whatever you want.
And this meeting, the chair, right, to determine who will stay on the agenda and who won't.
Yes, absolute control over the agenda, and you're just trying to say to people that this, and I want that, so that there's no
Yes.
misunderstanding about,
Must hold title.
so if you can.
Concur? You concur with what Mark and I have said? You concur?
I agree. Yes.
Okay,
I do.
so that we can understand now, and staff can understand, so we call it up and says, well, I'm tenant,
Yeah.
and not
Could
an owner of
could
it.
I get a copy of that? What, do you have that in written form?
No, I don't have it in form.
No, so, he's just asking the question for definition. Got it.
Yeah, because you guys are quasi-legislative when you
Yes.
pass rules, or resolutions, whatever for the county broadly. So this is just, you know, when the legislature passes something that is unclear what they meant, the legislature can always clear that up by saying on the record. This is,
In interpretation, one more time, we've repeated this multiple times in these meetings. We have two meetings that are open for public comment. One being the tax revenue neutral, and the other is
but
budget.
And the Tuesday night meetings.
And the Tuesday night,
The night meetings, which are supposed to be the first meeting of the month,
when
the odd months.
when it's not a holiday. And if that, and to that fact, there will be a discussion whether we continue to have those. After the escapade Tuesday night, not sure we will.
yeah, and I think just to back up on that, kind of give context for you guys. The open meetings rules are that people can in advance ask for a specific notice, like a mail notice to any meeting that happens, and usually once they receive notice of the regular meeting, they don't do anything, but if it moves, like you can continue it, or, and then you have an additional special meeting or those, they get those. It's my understanding that we asked for that, so the notices that you gave in paper and otherwise are sufficient in this instance.
Because the whole recorder is our official publication and our website, so.
So, and I guess you didn't lack for participants?
No.
So, yeah, I don't, that's somebody being very technical about something that is not really in law. But, and, you know, as long as you guys see that being the purpose of that issue is that there's a regulated way to notice people who have asked for specific notice.
All right.
And
Yep.
and the other thing is just kind of I'm still on version 2 of this, so if there's other additions or changes you want to bring up, you know, sui sponte right now, just tell me, but, I know I've got some big shell work to do on
Okay.
the rest of it, but that's what we've got, so.
Okay. All right. Back in just a little bit, if that's all you got. We'll move to Road and Bridge.
Morning, guys.
Howard?
Bob Miller, Midnight Below 3. Very good.
Well, here, if you would, define this, what we talked about, the HHW clean out in December, $17,000.
Yeah, every year, we have, Clean Harbors is the one that comes in and does it, they pick up all the materials that we collect
So we only clean that out once a year,
Twice.
twice a year?
Yeah,
Okay,
this
and they
last-
charge us once?
This last, June, we didn't have a whole lot, we just canceled that, so
Okay.
it's all right now.
And there will be reimbursement once it's done from other counties, and does the tribe still bring their stuff up?
No.
They do not, they go to Shawnee County now?
I don't know where they did it. There was a law passed here this year that, can't be taken on, businesses, that are aging, but it's supposed to be household hazard waste, not
Okay.
business.
Thank you for that definition, so that we know what we're paying for. Then I also had a conversation with Scott, we're gonna hold off, he's, planning, I informed him that we had decided we would hold off on, looking at a different pickup for, recycling after the first, after the first of the year.
Also got a new hire, who's starting December the 2nd, comes in as late operator training with him.
Experience?
A little bit of experience,
Very good.
a lot of experience on excavators and hose.
So just needs time to see.
Weston and Reddy, A-N-D-R-A-D-E.
I was gonna say, sounds like a race car driver.
He verifies that that wasn't true.
Yeah.
Not related. Got a call on 166 Road down here again, east of the highway. Put rock on that June the 14th, June the 22nd, August the 13th, August the 14th, August the 22nd, and we've laid that road still in pretty bad shape. So
What's the solution to fix it?
I think we need to go with the heavier rock.
Bigger.
Down for base, 2 inch
166 east of the highway,
to the highway.
that first mile? Or,
Probably about the first 2 miles.
so to the T intersection, back to the south, and then continue on east?
Yes.
Just like on that curve? Yeah. I understand where you're
It's,
at.
it's pretty rough.
Okay.
But again, we went down the other day with a call, and there's not a whole lot we do now for the weather. You know,
So you do have a plan. Did you call back the individuals or individual that called in and tell them what your plan is?
not yet. Like I said, we looked at it Friday,
Okay.
things were a little busy.
Yeah, no, I understand. That go a long ways, just getting information back to them, let them know what you do have a plan and figure out what.
Got the paperwork turned in, you know, I said we had an issue at the hoist strip for the fire thing. Turned that back in, sent back, and they approved the hoist strip, for the fuel tanks going down there. Haven't heard anything about the, out here on the job yet. We're good to go with that one. The blade is, on the auction right now, started on the 16th, and they will end on the 20th, so by the end of the day on the 20th, that's the results on the lake. I got a, email from the state out here on the 246, you know, the one got the, government money there, for bats that, nest from April to September. We need to go knock the trees down off, we need to knock them down in that area so that, they can proceed with the contract and plans.
You don't have any special frogs or anything like that?
Not that I know of yet.
Very good.
So anyway, got with Matt the other day, there's a big cottonwood down there he didn't feel comfortable with, so we contacted James Tree Service, chain man, come in and help us with that tree.
To at least get it down to a manageable, we'll dig it out that soon, right?
Well, we'll do that for the contractor. All we're gonna do is let it down. And if it's in a problem area for, you know, for the land, we'll move it.
Okay.
But if not, we're just gonna leave them, and then when the contractor comes in, because they were gonna have to take the trees out anyway. You know, so all we're doing is cutting, laying them down.
Okay.
Ken worked down here in MHC, you know, we had those, tanks on the trucks. We have another one here, we sent it down, they ordered the tank, it said it'd be about 4 or 6 weeks, it ended up just being 2 weeks, so we took the truck back down there. They just, replaced the tank, labor, everything, and now we're getting, price on it, around $7 million.
was supposed to be warranty work?
Well, first time it's warranty, now they're saying it's not warranty, because it leaks. Well, you put a certified in-work tank on here,
Yeah.
it still leaks.
Yeah.
You gotta get, we're going today to visit about that.
You can talk to, sales department,
Sales, and, Dave,
the manager.
the manager, or service.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right. So we've got rock on we're trying to get prepared for the winter, covered for the winter on, up there, from the city limits to, 94 to 300. People are not going down the detour that we set, so they put it up for L4, 250.
Is that a minimum maintenance road?
No, it is not. L is not. L is a minimum maintenance road.
Yes, I would, are you thinking you need to change the detour?
Well,
I wouldn't change it, I mean, we put down there and we set the detour, so if people choose to go down there, that's their.
up to them.
but I don't wanna lose the road either.
No, I know I don't wanna lose the road, and I'm concerned about the bridge down there,
Right.
that Matt says it needs replaced. But,
We did put a rock on L4 last week, because the guy that lives there called and said that it's, not that it was, not old.
sure,
And had ruts, that once you got over the hill, there were ruts this deep, and ruts this. So we put some gravel on it.
Yeah, and we're not finished, but we're getting close, I mean, so, but yeah.
I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Detour for them, and if certain people wanna go down that road, like, if they go through the bridge, yeah, we're gonna be liable, but we tried to make it to where we're not sending them down across that bridge.
Well, there's a limit to that too, I mean, you can't just go past blockades and.
We don't have any kind of blockades up, but,
No, never.
no, but
The bridge is one that needs to be replaced. Matt had said that they were going to look at getting it replaced, correct?
Get it all over.
Yeah.
What are they showing as far as if you drive up to it, is it still open?
Yeah, because you can drive pickups and things like that, but
You just can't drive.
we just don't want semis.
So
we
do we
have
need
a
to put up,
sign.
do we need to put up a sign, a weight limit sign on there? Pickups
So
only?
I didn't check the rules on
Yeah,
that. I
you
think-
might check the rules on that. Do that because, like I said, the gentleman I talked to was adamant that he drives his semis and dozers and everything else across there, and ain't nothing wrong. I said, if it falls in, who you gonna come back on? Well, the county.
oh, that's what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah, it needs posting, and
so I wanna get that posted. Either weight limit or, no semis or something, no semis with tractors, whatever,
Time limit,
until we can get that replaced.
time limit sign, maybe.
I know, that's what's have to check.
Yeah.
I think there may be some engineering studies you have to get, before you just stick those up.
Sure.
Let's see what that is.
All right, 262, K to L, finished putting some rock on it, as it was kind of light in some areas, and L, 254 to 262. And then we put some on 126 R to R5. Did one service last week, 517, parts are coming in for the water leak, and the salt, spreader fits. And then we it just broke in half the motor case, and so it's working. Did one tube replacement at WN 254, no tube warnings. Still working on the minimum maintenance signs, so I get that done. Got ditching on 222, 214, and then sent J down on V and 94 to 98. Working on an area down there. The bridge is out at 254 and K5, except for, I take it one lean wall. They don't have the specs, so they don't know if that has to come out yet or not. This week I went back to W, keep going on there, go to L4 and finish that up, and 250 like L2 to M. Got one service this week, got an air trail valve going on 0538, 39, excuse me, and then no heat, no air, 0827, no tube, no washings from aware of.
Oh, wait, 27 is what, greater? Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
grader,
Okay.
yes. And then we're grader behind it, I'm sorry. Okay, and then, like I said, we've got the wing wall left on that one side, ditching on Key Road, further plans is ditching, and I'm still in the exact same position with the computer system.
Kim.
Okay. Okay,
Um, The tube replacement of W and 258, is that across for the tube?
that is the
Right.
entrance.
Entrance tube.
That's what you called me about.
No.
No, I talked to you about that. That was one of the bond triggers that the water
Yes.
sits up there at the top of the hill and
Yeah.
goes out into the road and goes around to.
That was,
Yes.
that Bob was driving.
You know what?
That Bob driving the truck, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Well,
Okay.
Where are we on survey 206? 206 is where it comes off the old, it keeps asking.
Yeah, you're talking about the property.
Yeah,
or-
yeah, right. The two sisters own, and the farmer's farm, the road over.
okay, I was told that you had said to cement tanking, and I didn't have anything, and.
I thought that I'd already talked to Tank about this,
Yes.
and I thought we had it back, I
Yeah.
just have to,
Yeah, it's just,
Call it and see
Not
where he's at.
yeah.
Yeah,
but I thought I'd already.
I cannot find anything showing where that was located. And I'm going in that room and making that room.
Yeah. Yeah. The entrance used to come in from the east side, but apparently there was a road that, you know, that's all I know. He said he's got it on his deed, so
It worked out for years ago.
Yeah.
Years
Yeah.
ago.
it did.
Yeah, are we thinking like fifties?
Oh,
I'm
that
guessing-
long
I'm
ago?
guessing,
Oh, okay.
you know, it was in the wet fifties.
Yeah. Anyway,
26, did you have a chance to look at them? That first mile? Friday?
East side was,
I'm sorry, both, but, the one on the east, west side, that first mile, the gentleman there knows how it's called.
Richard Brenner Friday afternoon, graded up the road, and at that time, he had a couple of rock already hauled on it. The east side of the road, the highway, they got that repaired from the guy's mailbox, and we did a little work on to the east and a little ditch, but it's just so muddy down there. Basically got it set for the winter, and then we'll have to come back in the spring and do the ditch and all that stuff.
Did you have a chance to look at it, Linda?
Yeah, we
So,
were down there together.
so right as you round the corner, there was a washout right along the edge of the road, pretty deep.
Okay, Richard already had that gone by the time we
Okay.
got there, but he did
What
have
was
that.
what did you think of the work?
Okay, I know that and you can see I have it marked. And we've got to clean out that too, and we've got to,
Well,
I think
yeah, I'm talking right there on the east side of the highway, when you come off 75
they're
highway.
like cooks.
Yes,
the memo.
The
yes.
memo.
Okay, I
Yes.
can sit around.
Yeah, what
No.
cook are you talking about?
Come down the hill, there was a washout right there with the stop sign. About that deep. That was the whole thing he was supposed to fill in with that washout right along the edge of the road.
Well, Richard had it fixed, and he told me he had it fixed by the time we got there. so-
But my question is, in me looking at it, you looked at it, yeah, he had dirt filled in it, but the next time it rains and water comes down that hill, it's gonna go to the same exact spot. So in other words,
I thought you was talking about the mailbox, so that's what we looked at.
the ditch was over here. He filled some dirt in, but it was still so high over here that when the water comes down the hill, it's still gonna hit the same spot, and it's just gonna wash it out again. So to me, it's, yeah, the ditch was filled in, but it wasn't fixed correctly. We've gotta get the elevation high enough so the water will go on off the road, not re-wash that ditch. That's what I'm talking about.
I put that down there, because again, It's fixed.
I pulled up on the highway and I could look the hill and I could see it went here, filled in and back up. Absolutely nowhere for the water to go except straight down towards the highway. If you could put some rock in,
the agreements and what has been presented to the public for that purpose. Assuming that's all laid out like it usually is, which is just what you said, you know, you apply, you do it, and then you certify, well, spending money, how much and all that stuff, and that's how that triggers that.
Well,
Correct.
yeah, and I guess, I'm sure, because one of the brochures, or the building permits and everything that's in there, talking about the revitalization program, I believe that, you know, ask Kate to have something laid out specifically, timeline. And she's on for 11 o'clock right before that, but could we get her down here so that she can explain some here?
that's what she was gonna come at 11 for.
Well, but Todd has to leave.
Right.
I'd like Todd to hear how everything's laid out, because we just a case, when, 3 months ago?
Tipping's taxes. He
Right,
paid it
but-
after the fact, but
Paid
he
it back
paid
to
me.
back, but the whole thing was, we said no, because you can't get back on the revitalization program because you didn't follow the specific
Right.
laid out guidelines. And I don't want to start picking and choosing who we let on, who we don't.
Right.
It's either you follow the rules or.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, you know, you're not, I don't think my advice is gonna change except for the fact that I wanna, you know, in my own way, I wanna look at those rules and kind of set it up and say, okay. you know,
Would it be
these markers
beneficial to
hit.
down now?
And I'll tell you right now, Kate's satisfied that she has the markers down and they hit.
You're right. I would see if you
Consider
could
it
down a little bit.
unlikely that,
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure all of our i's are
I
dotted,
agree.
our t's are crossed.
Yeah.
Sure. We had a situation too where someone applied after the broken ground and started, well, they didn't qualify, so, are those individuals?
Ground, it was,
They started the forms,
they had footings,
Right.
which is the trigger.
okay,
yeah.
okay, and they didn't qualify because it was after.
All right, Kate will be down. We can go over it then.
Okay. Okay.
lay it out, I think, Stan, but if you just kind of lay out what did not happen that triggered him being,
He did not fill out part 3. You're supposed to fill out part 3A. This says, you will not be complete by the end of this year, and then it gives an estimated completion. Did not turn that in, and that's part of the, you don't turn in your paperwork in a timely manner, then you're removed, you're eligible for the program. So then the letter was sent out, January 6th of 2023, saying he wasn't eligible for the revitalization plan. Called last week.
so, okay, just for clarification,
Yeah.
the letter was sent out in January of 23.
The letter saying he was ineligible.
He was ineligible.
The November 1st, 2022 letter that we sent out threes that they're supposed to fill out, was sent out November 1st of 22. No response.
Okay.
We sent out an eligibility letter, January 26th of 23,
Okay.
saying he was out of the program, ineligible for the program.
And just now responding
Yes.
to that? 2 years? 2
Yes.
years?
He did not respond in 23 at all to it.
Does that seem odd?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. If it meant that much to a revitalization, I mean, the amount of money that he's gotten back on.
And there again, there is nothing in the resolution saying that we sent out these letters. This is a courtesy, reminding people to get this stuff in.
I'm just looking at the application, it plainly lists everything, and it's in bold letters.
That is the
And
new
red.
plan,
Yeah.
because we've had issues. And so the new plan that we got, clearly bolds and highlights and all of that.
But he did not respond to either of those letters until just now. What, your conversation with him, what triggered him to respond now?
So Jamie talked with them. I did not personally talk with them.
Okay.
I don't know what triggered it, other than he just made a call to us saying he wants to know, called to ask what he needed to do for the neighborhood revitalization. He said that he did not receive the 2 letters, so we have the mailing address. It went to where he was residing
Last known address.
during the, right.
He-
Which the mail would have been forwarded. We didn't receive anything back.
Right, so it would have
On
been
it.
forwarded.
So that's last week.
When did he start building and when did he complete?
He applied for it in June of 22. He was complete. 23, I think, is on it 100% for 24.
So, I mean, just 3 to 5 minutes, I see. Thing here, it says you've got to, if you come to January 1 and you haven't completed yet, you've got to apply again, basically, which is your problem, part 2 or 3, right? You're not, so, it says, it doesn't say you have to,
Yeah.
that it's noticed or anything like that, or, you know, so, he's basically gone, not wrong, choose cycles without, he should have.
Okay.
So he should
It's
have
not
done
even
it
a
in 23.
renewal. It's
Well, whatever it's called. It's conditionally approved.
until it's,
It becomes null and void, will not be eligible to participate in the planned rebate program. So that's, I mean, that's pretty clear, that basically, if you don't, talking about here on, you know, January X, then
And
your
just,
conditional approval is on board.
just so I understand it, make sure, if you apply in, we'll say, right now, in November
Yeah.
of 24, you have the rest of 24 and all of 25.
you have less time to get your stuff done.
But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is
Yeah.
you have all of, because the only part I don't like is if construction is not completed, okay, that, it makes sense. I think that's been a stickler with some people that they didn't understand the January 1st thing. But it's always, you have basically to the January 1st, not basically, you do, to have everything complete.
Yeah. We make it very clear, when people come in for a building permit, we talk to construction, your permit in January, you have way less time to get this
You
completed.
started January first.
You have to,
Full
years.
year. Yeah. So just depending, they need to understand construction progress and whether they think they're gonna have enough time.
We are very clear with people to let them know,
Yeah.
how much time they have.
But they can also just at that time
Read the
clock,
resolution.
give you that other, extend time for the sentence.
So if they're not completed, they can reapply and extend it?
No,
That's what I thought. Okay.
no,
Not.
no.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe.
So the new ones are clearly now, he was a part of the old one.
But
That-
the wording was,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We just clarified things and made it here to read.
doesn't matter, he didn't apply for an extension or he didn't reapply. He just failed to respond to any of the documents sent to him. And those documents were sent out of courtesy, not out of responsibility.
Right.
And he knew, it's kind of like not paying your taxes and it kicking you out of the program. It's, you pay them under protest and you get the rebate, it's not. the other way around.
Yeah, that's, I'm sure and it's just.
Seems pretty straightforward.
That you got that time, let's say.
Okay. I just wanted to.
So we're good. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
We're not
I'm reading-
deviating.
Yeah.
I'm reading from
I don't know if
130.
you got the authority to do anything other than deny it.
Okay.
They aren't compliant.
Okay. Thank you.
Where's the property? 198. Okay. That's what I thought.
Mhm.
I don't think, if you don't have anything else for us, then you have anything else?
Sorry, this is my fault.
Nope.
Just
Would
read
you
that.
kick in, Liz?
Yeah.
Um,
Gotta let him get where he needs to go.
I'm tidying up, that's what I'm doing, what she,
Okay.
tomorrow, I'll go in.
Is that the regular meeting?
Yeah.
Is there a location where it would be the courthouse?
That's to read the full document.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, I mean, next time I was 17, 12, send it back to the courthouse. Is it in room 202 or over here?
You know, this is the document in advance, if they wanted to read that, but it's still in the same room. I don't remember put that, should I be putting that?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me to, kind of stick with that about whether it should. It seems to me that that would be helpful, just to say room, whatever it is. Yeah. Room number.
See you in a little while. Have a conversation about the IT.
Should be some busing, I guess.
Thanks.
See ya.
Keith, can I have the newspaper so we can copy?
The what?
The newspaper, so I can make a copy of it,
sure.
please. Just remember this is my minutes.
That was in that packet of information, so if we never asked.
That's actually both of them. I
Which
don't
one was
need
that?
it. I do not.
Okay.
Thanks for accommodating, gentlemen.
Yep.
See you later. Good meeting.
Great day.
Try not to get on hand with that.
I'll be back, we'll be at recess for a few
Okay.
minutes. So
Okay.
I'll be back. We won't have anything till 10:45.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't understand. Oh. That's, yep. Can you wait till? Okay. Okay. I don't know the status of that, why it's there. Can you wait till Chairman comes back? May I ask you? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they, I don't think there's any until 10:30.
Sheriff got a raise from $68,000 to $70,000. Linda Jackson, Burton Ridge got a $5 raise. That's $10,000 a year. Huh? I'm reading the minutes. Road and Bridge person, Linda Jackson, got a raise from $20.58
Yeah, we've done that for sheriff's department. Oh,
I'll take it. Yeah, I told it to keep it out of lunchtime.
Christie and I had a conversation with Scott that on the truck and stuff, we just need to wait, not just afterwards of the year, but we need to wait till taxes come in, we have that money.
I'll try to work on the minimum budget this week. Probably this week or next week.
It's, yeah, it's talking this morning, I said, oh, I don't want to run it now, we're doing a bunch more stuff, so. If then, dark, there's a been a while, so I'll go in. I was going to spend the evening. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Things start going downhill, but I got results, things are not on, but they still have to do hard. And that doctor won't be until later, so I'm relieved to do. I wasn't gonna come in, they called this morning, oh, don't bother, don't come in. So, okay. Okay, okay, say it. I'll be okay. They haven't done anything yet, so it won't for a while. It's some of that stuff, orders. And this is the linger that I've had for a very long time. It's a tax.
No, that was one that was pulled up to use as an example. I was from what?
Recycle. What do you,
Talk about it.
what do you go to?
Typically,
I didn't know.
Tammy, Christie, and Mary, Tammy.
No, Mary. Mary.
Tammy, registered the treasurer's office, right?
Lisa.
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 I wrote it down, Tammy, and I'm thinking like, where did that come from? And I brought it up, Lisa.
Thank you.
Lisa Miller.
I thought it too. I got here for, is it 3 minutes? I thought it was a 10.
All right, thanks.
Is it okay? Something was so fun.
see it like that, we see a problem, fix it. You know, if you're going down the road, you're waiting, okay, if you're heading this way and you get to another road, and you see a problem, finish it out, then come back and work on that, don't go on another 2 miles down the road.
Why do you think that's not happening?
I don't know if they know that. I don't know if they don't believe us that,
Oh, by the way, Linda wants to be in the middle of this.
I don't know if they don't believe us that they, you know, that's, we're giving them, you know, do what you need to do.
So how does that get,
Well, I think the mindset has been for so long that the three of us are running the place, but we're not.
do you think it should come from the supervisor?
Yes. Yes.
Why is that not? I'll have that conversation first, when I'm out there.
Well, I think for years, it didn't came from here.
I
From here to the supervisor, and then.
We've been talking about this for 4 years.
And there again, is, well, you know, the gentleman that called me about the teacher, I don't run day-to-day operations. We give the authority to them. Yep. Yep. No, we give the authority to them. They run day-to-day operations.
And we have to trust that if they're saying they don't want that much traffic going across that bridge, it's just stubborn.
Oh, no. I know.
Yeah, they come in here and ask for
Did you ever respond to
gravel.
any of that?
That is not giving them the authority to do their job.
No,
I didn't.
no. I drove down there,
Yes.
last Sunday when I went to go to the teacher over there. I went and drove the same thing, that afternoon.
Right.
Or I guess it was Monday, I drove the teacher. And went and drove down 254 and they, what I asked them to do, brought rock out of the ditch. And even it out across the road, it's still slow, water to get off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what, you know, we just totally ruined it. They come in and there's now the snow's not.
I'm still not thought, if it's not a heavy snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
So, yeah, I didn't want to do it.
I didn't have any access to Discord. That's why. That's what they call it. Those two. I just want to answer for clarity. Is there a manager that has that? Is there a manager or a bid manager of the department? That's what I'm saying. Sure. Tens of thousands of dollars. Are we still in recess?
Till 10:45.
Can I ask a question? I just don't know my first time. Is there a road and bridge manager that manages that? You guys are managers.
Public Works Director, the gentleman who was here earlier, he's the Public Works Director, which encompasses household hazardous waste.
Thank you.
That encompasses household hazardous waste,
Okay.
noxious weed, recycling, and then road and bridge. Landfill.
Landfill?
Yeah, landfill. So one hat under all those, and then under him, he has superintendents who handle each department individually.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand that there's, I heard
Mark?
he has, they have the authority to do this, that, the other thing. So what is the purpose of the meeting? I mean, is it just to report back? What happens?
Right, so the reason for him coming in here,
Yeah,
just to give a, kind of let us know where he's headed, just to keep that dialogue
Okay.
between the two.
it's not really I need permission to go dump whatever measurement or rock, whatever, it's just a report back. Okay.
Typically, if he's gonna come and he needs action from us, it will be on purchasing above a dollar amount.
Okay.
He'll,
But he manages the budget,
correct,
and if it's gonna be,
with us,
if it,
so it's a communication with us, make recommendations to us, but just like I think you heard me say that we decided as commissioners that the purchase of a vehicle for, HW would not be until after January, sometime in January. So it's really, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's just an open dialogue between us. Typically, if he suggests it, but if we see that, let's hold off on it.
I believe what you're referring to, what I said,
well,
as far as like the grader operators going down the road, they are within their wheelhouse. If they're going down the road and they see a ditch to
address it.
right then,
We've
if
said
they're
that
going
for
down the
4
road
years.
grading and they see a mud hole, they have the authority to call in and say, hey, I'm out here on
We
two
need a little gravel.
66, I need a little rock out here because we got a mud hole starting, let's get ahead of it now.
Yeah,
That's
4 years.
within the grader operator.
It's not in the schedule, in that situation, on the schedule, so
Yeah.
we need it today.
The only thing that would trouble that would be, who says here, she's superintendent. So if she hears on the radio, hey, I need a load of gravel out here, but she knows she's got all of her trucks working on a project, she'll get on and she'll say, no, I'm not gonna be able to get you one today, but we'll do it tomorrow. Those are the management pieces where they can manage those types of things. But no, we don't handle day-to-day out
Okay,
there.
this, I'm trying to understand.
Sure, good question. We have said the last 4 years, at least I have for the last 4 years, I meet with Road and Bridge Month just to see where they're at, what's going on, what things we can do from our perspective to help them in their job. I've always said that
What's your last name?
the ones handling this, we help give an overall goal and direction. And that direction is that the blade operators have the ability and the time to stop and address issues when they see them, not write them down or pass them by on the back. And that's been a very difficult process getting that mindset change. But
Are you from there?
I'm in there.
And I don't know your name, sir.
We had roots to Barstool.
I don't remember.
You were waiting,
I ain't been going there for a while.
we were waiting on our meal at the next unit, so we talked about.
Oh, over here.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, I live east of town.
But, yeah, that's basically the hierarchy of all these departments, and, we try to answer, the constituents when they call in and facilitate. We created 4 years ago a document, that clock's a little bit slow, a document that when people such as yourself call in, you give your name, your address, and what the issue is, it's listed. Once a quarter, we get that document so we can see what's been completed and what hasn't. And that way we can hold the management team accountable for not not perfect, but it is better than what it was 4 years ago, because 4 years ago, it was a piece of paper handed to a guy.
Yeah.
And he said, "You're right."
Yeah, that's true. Never
Yeah,
thought about it.
opens the door, wind blows it out.
Never thought about that.
Right. Yeah, so good question.
Okay.
East
So,
of town, it's highway, I refresh my memory. It's been a while since we talked.
what do you mean, refreshing my where I live?
Yeah.
I believe I'm in Keith's.
No, as far as
You're
east
out
of
on
town, I
16.
grew up east of town.
If you're out on 16 East, you're probably mine.
Spring Road.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you'd be
Well,
mine.
depending on which side.
I didn't get to vote this time, I didn't get voted on this time.
That would be Mark.
That would be me.
Okay, I was thinking it was,
Eastern, oh, the
If you're,
16.
if you're on
east
Spring
of
Road, and
16.
if you're east of 16
Yeah,
on Spring Road,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be mine.
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
because, yeah, I grew up east of town too, so.
Where did you grow up?
You know the big town of Arrington?
Oh, yeah.
Way east.
You're almost down.
I was. We had farmland in Jackson and Atchison. So,
Yep.
lived there. God's country. Delaware bottom is what I call it.
Yeah? I've heard closes every now and then.
Yeah. It's good farmland.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Oh, glad you're involved
Yes.
in watching what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes, it's
Okay.
settling down. I
Okay.
appreciate it very
I
much.
took it down a couple, 3 weeks ago, and for some reason I don't know how it got put back up. So,
No, you're fine.
We
anyway.
got one back up, so we can make
5 minutes,
decide
bro.
what we want to do.
Yeah. I don't want to.
If you give me a shovel, I'll take it outside and bury it.
I thought maybe you're some bronchial.
That's kind of
Coffee.
what it triggers.
Oh.
Triggers that cough.
Is it triggering you too? Oh my gosh, I didn't know. Okay. This isn't for the germs to be,
It's weird because not all of them do it.
yeah,
I mean, I have some that I use.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the difference is. It's just different scents.
maybe it's Pat, you're too close to Pat down here.
It is cool. I just noticed a picture of the water.
How are you guys?
Morning.
The squares just on the bedrooms. First one.
You guys, were you gonna look for the video? Oh, that's okay. We're actually in recess till 10:40, or till, yeah. We have, the next appointment is at 10:45. Chrissy, we moved them in, we've got about 20 minutes here before. Yeah.
Marcia's going home
US Ag Sensitive.
I'm gonna pass this down, have Christie make some copies.
In Jackson County, the land area is approximately 419,900 acres.
Okay.
In 2017, there was 330,572 acres of farmland. And in 2022, that reduced down to 263,210 acres of farmland, which is a 21% reduction in farmland.
Okay.
It doesn't say when, it just says that's what happened. So 71,362 acres gone in the 5-year period, most likely due to development.
Okay.
Okay. And so the reason that I pointed those numbers out is because I keep hearing 5,000 acres for the solar development. Being the then you hear it's gonna be more than 5,000 acres, contiguous block, just solid soils. So, even worst case scenario, if it was 5,000 acres, I wanted to point out that would only be 1.2% of the county's acres. And then 5,000 acres that's extent, would only 1.9% of the farmland acres left according to the 2022 census. Okay, so, common estimation fuller is 6 acres of buildable land per 1 megawatt. They're talking about, the proposal is a 500 megawatt facility. So that comes to 3,000 acres buildable. Now, I'm not a math phenom, and I don't know what that would look like with setback, but for 500 megawatts, I guess I would, based on setbacks and everything else, that you're probably looking at 3,500 to 4,000 extent.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know due to terrain and signed acres, that wouldn't be in solid blocks, but that would be in fingers or chunks or broken up by
Correct.
bricks, or unsigned properties and that sort of thing.
Based on what I viewed with the Nebraska to look at a facility, that's exactly right. You drive and it would be farmland, and then you would have a site for raise, and then you would drive, and then maybe some on the other side of the road, and then drive and drive. Typically, from what I saw in Nebraska, the cricks were left intact, the tree lines, the hedgerows were all left intact.
Yes. So, one of the things that Sarah has talked about is with landowners is the fact that trees would not be removed. Tree lines, that sort of thing would not be removed. They have no desire to take out mature trees. The goals to leave as much ground cover, establishing perennials, root masses. We're going to have, as opposed to an annual crop, you're going to have a perennial crop in the facilities, which is extremely appealing for city, especially with the ground that's known for heavy erosion issues. So,
May I?
yes,
I don't think you were here, you might have been here, addressed this several weeks ago. There's been all kinds of rumors, myths, and everything, what you want to call it. 5,000 is a number that has been thrown out there by social media. It's not anywhere close to that, and that is
Well,
incorrect.
to clarify, maybe real quick, you want 5,000 is the number that's been thrown out there, and 5,000 is the number that one entity is saying that they want. But that's not the number that you go on from there.
Right. So, myths, rumors, whatever you want to call it, it's just simply true.
right.
And regulations will certainly dictate it.
Yes. No, I understand.
And what we have in the regulations as of right now, before we pass it on to the planning commission, they can change and do and move things around however they see fit before it comes back, is 2,000 acres total area.
Okay, that's extent, buildable.
Buildable, and that's what we had to start somewhere.
Okay.
So,
That's-
that's why it'll go to zoning and planning, and whoever can go meetings that argue that it should be increased or decreased at those meetings. But do you farm?
We used to farm.
Okay. And so the ground, you have ground in Jackson County,
That's right.
and so you farm, or someone farms your ground, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. How many, and I'm just curious, because how many people that you know of that have under which are actual farmers in the county currently and will continue to farm?
Just a second.
if you have that information. Sorry to put you on the spot.
11 on my list, but I don't have all of the landowners. I don't know, run a percentage on that.
No, that's close enough, 11 out of Eagle. Yeah, just, I think, for the community, understanding that it's not absolute landowners that live in New York. There could be some of those, but a lot of the people leasing their property are, from what I've been told, are people who are currently involved in farming operation in some fashion and are looking to inject this money into their farming operation. Now, for us, or at least for me as a commissioner, it doesn't mean diddly squat to me, and I'm just being frank. Our goal, our responsibility is to create a regulation that protects counties we live around, any type of facility that is being built, especially what it does, you know, in the community, then as far as a payment of taxes, then we have a responsibility to make sure that's benefiting.
The idea of what that 2,000 acres would be, it would be 3 square miles plus an acre. And the conversations I've had with others, they would like to see the distance from cities. I think we've had this conversation before, reduced down to 1.5 mile radius.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes, that is,
Okay.
and that's pretty standard from what I can tell with regulations across the state and other states too. I think there's a county to the south of us that's just recently done regulations. I think it's where Wolf Creek's at, and they've got 1 mile from the cities.
Okay. You say
Yeah,
Wolf
my
Creek?
lady.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Somewhere. It's Coffee County. Coffee County is 1 mile. County is 1.5. I don't remember what Douglas is. Yes, and I guess one of the things that as a landowner, we need to do a better job of making sure that the county understands we're still paying our taxes during that 10-year
Yes.
abatement period. It's not a loss of tax payments, it's just not an increase in tax payments.
Right.
It does feel like it's being accused that we're shirking our duty as landowners and not paying our property taxes, but we will be very much paying them.
It's just the equipment that has a 10-year abatement from the Kansas legislature.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess then the other thing, towards the back of the paperwork, so the front part addresses, let's see, I think it addresses the farm. There's also the property values surrounding solar development. And I've included a couple different studies. I have information from the American Society of Farm Managers and rural appraisers. You can find things across the board. If you find that the more suburban things get, it does decrease property values. More in rural areas, you're seeing large decreases. They're saying within a half mile of the development, there's a 2% decrease in property value, but then a mile away from the solar development, they're seeing none that are measurable. I tried to include a couple different studies that would be more pertinent to our area if it's rural. So,
I'm just gonna ask you to go ahead and answer that since we're talking about it.
and then I also included, the last page that I put in there is the new dwelling permits that have been applied for in the last 16 years in the 2 townships that would potentially be affected with the proposed project from next year. That's Adrian and Washington, I believe. I think there were, I don't know this off the top of my head, it's 35 in total over the last 16 years, and then I have that broke down by township. I think that pretty well covers it. I guess as a landowner that has signed a lease, are there any questions, other questions that you have for me?
I guess you're not more good than me. I mean, just, yeah.
How long of a lease do you have? 30 years, okay. We've heard variations, 25, 30. So, okay, very good.
And that's
guess also, are you happy with that lease? Is it very promising for you going forward?
I am.
Okay.
I consulted with a lawyer that was recommended to me through Immendschuh.
Yeah.
He specializes in green energy uses, wind, solar, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And I worked with a number of different green energy companies. In the past, I trusted him, he had a lot of good insight. I felt very comfortable with what we went over. And then I also did a ton of research beforehand and looked at different universities as suggestions for cities. I had the privilege of looking at two different sets of leases, two different green energy companies, and was able to compare and contrast that too. So
Well, I know
there
you've
was
done
a lot of research.
Yeah, you've done your own.
That went into
Sure.
it. It's a long-term thing that, and I'll be relatively old at the end of that. I didn't want to dump something messy and detrimental on my own shoulders.
You said there was, how many new bills in 16 years? 32?
35. It's almost the last piece of paper in that.
Is this on one?
That's all.
Yeah. Time visits.
Okay. Whoa.
On another note, CRP land decreased in that same 5-year period.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I know you thought it was-
Oh, here's.
Oh.
Yeah, there's-
Sorry, pertaining to the landowners, the signed landowners, there are only a few of what I would consider absolutely absent landowners, and I'm talking like 3 to 4, 5, and the rest of them have either grown up on that property or had farmed it, or had, yeah. And there's a lot of connection to the land for a lot of people. I think that's it. I appreciate your time and for putting me in on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Good information.
thank you guys so much.
And again, whenever we finish with the template of regulation, we'll be getting out to the public, it will go straight to the zoning and planning board. And then that's where you'll be able to go in and state your case of why what you want done should be done, and where that back and forth will take place. And we've gotten some board members on it, we've increased that from 7 to 9. We think the more people that can be involved. So, broad spectrum of people, from farmers to just taxpayers that work.
Diversity is usually a good thing in everything.
Yes.
Do you anticipate a third draft anytime soon?
We hope so.
Yeah, we're, everything else we've got going on, but yes, that's the game plan. I would like to see it submitted.
A while to get up to speed with all the additional work. One of his partners left. He was our previous attorney, so therefore he's having to take on a great deal of work. So we're trying to be patient with him because we want to do this right. But it's taking a while for him to get up to speed with it. What did you tell her you hope to have it by when?
I hope to have it by the first of the year.
That would be my goal.
That's
By the end of the year, I
the
would like to have a version that can goes to zoning and planning and let them start to do their work on it. People can advocate for or against at that meeting and have conversations there.
That sounds right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the information.
Hi, Mary. A little early, unless you had something other than what we were gonna have all of you down here for. Yeah. We'll do that in just a few minutes. And just give you guys, everybody a heads up, we'll be going into executive session. For this, it's a matter of IT, and it has to do with security of our system, so we'll be doing an executive session for that. Come on in. him, he's gonna try to stop over and visit with us. He's leaving at noon, but he may try to get here.
Okay, I make a motion that we go into executive session, matters of security, IT security, to include Lisa Miller, Mary Savage, Kate Immendschuh, Christy Richter, and the commissioners. Going into executive session at 10:40, for a period of how long we need?
15.
15 minutes?
We can extend, we need more than that, if Kate can come in whenever she gets here.
Okay.
Second. Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right.
We're gonna extend, do you guys want it back in, or leave the motion to come back out, or we just want to see this?
Thank you for asking, I appreciate it. Yeah, she's. Okay. Okay, that one's really heavy. Oh, here, let me move on. Let me turn my microphone back on too. Back in session. I can come back and get that too.
Allow everybody to come back in, out of the executive session, we'll set up. What we do. Okay. Everybody's back in here. Just be polite to the group, so, yeah.
No, I wanted to visit with you guys a little bit about the tax revitalization plan.
Sure.
So I built a new house, back in, I guess it was a year ago, 2023 is when it was finished.
Okay.
In August is when I finished. So there was a piece of paper that was sent to me that I was supposed to sign in return for the tax revitalization program. It was sent to my old address, the rental property that I was living in. I was building my house. When it was sent, I was already moved to my new house. And then I was also told that I got a cancellation letter that had been dropped from the program, and I never received that either because it went to my old list. So this year I called, and I was like, hey, I haven't seen anything on this, where are we at? And I was informed of that information. So I'm just here to ask questions about.
Right, and we had a conversation with Wally. Kate, I think, indicated to us that 2 letters were sent out, and both of these indicated courtesy letters, saying that you have not filled out your 3rd form, number 3. The form was not, and correct me if I'm wrong, was it sent to him, or just a letter reminding him he had not sent it? But, so out of courtesy, and again, understand that her office is not required to check up on these. If you just fail to submit your final or 3rd form, that's it. and she did go above and beyond, sent
So
two letters
did it
out.
my old address or my new address? 'Cause I
So
was-
last known address, so whatever address you cited for them. So whatever address you put on the form, you said, this is the address I'm gonna be contacted at, that's what address they would send to you. If you move or you got a different address, it's your responsibility to come to the office, into the office, say, here's my new address.
Well, they had that from the building permit, and that's obviously, we had my new address on the building permit with the land and the acre, like, that wasn't really the issue. The issue was just it got sent to the wrong address, and I never saw it, because obviously it would have been very simple.
Did you do a forwarding? You moved?
Yeah,
that
for
road?
30 days, so I moved in August, I had the 30, I don't remember if it was 30 or 60 day period that the post office gives you.
Yeah.
She said it was sent in November, so I'm assuming that's why it didn't get forwarded, and whoever was there after me may have just discarded it. I don't know. All I know is it was very simple for me to bring the letter. I don't think that you guys are like trying to hinder the program. It's a new process, everyone's trying to figure it out. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just here to
It's
ask-
not a new program either, it's been going on for years. We just recently
New
changed it,
meeting,
but
just
yeah.
moved back. That's kind of, big reason why I moved back here and decided to do that and take advantage of that, so. I'm just asking if there's anything that we can do to have it reinstated. I mean, I know you have the total amount to get that, but I'm just asking for that, but I don't know if that's possible.
Any time from you, gentlemen?
You're putting us between a rock and a hard place. I mean, we've had other people come in and want the same thing, we told them no, and we can't make exceptions, everything's spelled out in act. Okay, Kate sent courtesy letters to you, that's courtesy letters, that's it. But everything was spelled out in the packet that you got. Okay, as far as the timelines, what you had to do, when you had to do it, so on and so forth. I mean, to try to put the blame back on Kate's office because they sent letters that you didn't get, the courtesy letters you didn't get, okay, but you had the packet that spelled everything out, correct?
From the time that I applied for the program?
In 2020?
Yeah, whatever piece of paper I got to fill out and return, that's what I had.
Which lays out the timeline for everything that you had to do.
Yeah, we went back and looked at the form, and it lists everything individually,
Sure.
and when you're supposed to do it. It sucks, I'm just gonna be frank, yeah, I get it, it just stinks. But in talking to legal counsel this morning, we have no ability to go back and go, well, in your case, we're gonna change that. It just doesn't work that way. Yes, we are the top of the food chain in the county, but we're not gonna get in a situation where we go, we're gonna allow this for you, but in the next one, we're not. It just does, we can't work it that way. We had somebody who didn't pay their property taxes under protest. They're out of the program. I mean, that's why we set the rules.
Well, I think that's a little different from what we're talking about, but I understand what you're saying, if you make an exception for one, you have to for all, I get that.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I'm not trying to put the blame on. It happened, and I was trying to see if there's something we can do about it, obviously.
I wish,
Well, I feel like there probably is, but at the same time, if you understand where I'm coming from.
I do. No, I totally get
I
what
think
you're
there
saying.
should, in the bare minimum, in the future, not just looking at myself, but other people in the county's sake, I think we should, or I think everyone should try to come up with better parameters under certain things. In this case, it kind of seems like you want to dangle the carrot, but you don't want to actually do it, because if there's one little thing, like a piece of paper, literally a piece of paper.
It's not just the piece of paper, it's the information on the paper.
Okay, what information did you need? All I was told was that it was a piece of paper that said,
I'll let Kate explain
that it was completed, and obviously corresponding with the county, the taxes, and everybody knew when it was done. That's how you know to charge for a full year of taxes.
We didn't know it was done.
So then how would you know that it was even done then?
Going out on the building permit itself.
Right.
So the
So obviously it had 1 year.
So the neighborhood revitalization is if you're done this first year, you fill out Part A and giving an estimated time of completion. The Part B of that is, it is now complete, and you turn in Part 3B with your expenditures and all of that information, and that wasn't even turned in that prior January after it was completed.
We have to have the numbers.
Right, so the Part said please was that, that's what you needed to say was done.
So that November,
Right.
that 2022 year, that would have been, it's not complete yet,
Right,
right? So
Correct.
that A part and the estimated completion would have been filled out and returned.
right.
B was complete, so say you completed in August, you would have filled out that 3B
Right,
with your expenditures and all of that and turned it in that week.
correct.
And that wasn't done either.
And explain why the numbers, it's not just the piece of paper signed, it's the numbers that make the difference. There's no way for them to calculate what the abatement would be if they don't have the numbers.
Well, she had the numbers, because if you
The
didn't
line
have,
Building permit.
well, if you didn't have the numbers, you would know what the value of the home at, and you valued the home at what the appraisal was, because that's how you do that if you don't know.
Based on the building permit,
Correct.
right?
It's building permit.
So when you do a building permit, most people end up going over, they're very good, end up not spending as much as they put on their building permit.
Correct.
So we're using that as kind of a guideline, and that's on the building permit. The neighborhood revitalization has it take a step further, because we need to know exact expenditures to know
Right.
what that abatement would be.
And in my case, the exact expenditures was the appraisal, because that's kind of how that works
But how would she know that?
because she looked at appraisal to me.
I'm just putting into this right now, Adam, as far as I can
Either
see.
way,
Hang on.
Yeah.
You filled out part one, the application,
correct.
okay? Applicant agrees and acknowledges that applicant has received, read, and understands the criteria for qualification, and applicant will follow all required procedures, and within 15 days after project completion, will report same to the county appraiser's office. And if it's not completed by not completed on January 1st, following approval for this application, report same to the county appraiser's office by January 15th, next following.
Correct, I know, I understand.
So,
Yeah,
I would
it is
like
an
to do it, but
unfortunate, and I feel
can't
bad
do it.
for you.
It's fine.
I feel bad for you.
I really just, hey, I'm fine, hey, everyone's fine, it's okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. I was just asking for a little help. It seems silly to me, that's all.
And I wish we could, I would just wait and say, we're gonna allow this. But if we do that, then the next person who forgets, and I ask you this politely, you would have to agree that some of this is all on your shoulders because you didn't get the information in a timely fashion. And if we forgive that, the next time somebody forgets to send something in, we're gonna have to forgive that one in the next one. So when we set these programs up, we set them up with rules so that we can get completion dates and drop dead dates and be done with it so that we go to the tax abatement, which is what you wanted to addition, or in, right? And I get it, I do feel bad for you, but we don't have any authority to change that, on a per basis situation, just.
Sorry, I understand.
We may set ourselves up for big lawsuits because you're not the only ones
No, I-
coming before.
I-
We have to follow the structure.
I appreciate that.
I look.
I understand that. I understand all the legal stuff, I get that. I think for the future, if you really do want this to be successful with everybody, I think maybe you should just look at making
In
change.
what way? Give me an example.
Well, I haven't really thought that deeply about,
Well,
giving an example, I think that's kind of like a commissioner's job is to come up with better
We
ways to
do
help.
think it, we do think it.
I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying, I think it just seems like a very silly thing. Yes, I should have had that stuff turned into you guys, I get that. And the reminders went to my old, get those obvious emails, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, need to get that done. What is done? I'm just saying,
But the reminders didn't even need to go out.
So I'm gonna ask Kate, from now on, don't send reminders out. This is gonna come to you. Those were courtesies from your office to come out. And I'm gonna ask, don't send any more courtesy letters out. Just let it go on them then. That's the way it's gotta be.
and that's fine, if you wanna do that, but at least, just make sure you tell them, hey, when you apply for this, you're not gonna hear anything from us. I'm just saying, because I was told, not by her, but as someone at the office, you need to watch out for a letter in the mail, look for this. So, you're looking for that, and you kind of forget about some of the little details, and then this happens. That's all I'm saying.
So So like I said,
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna interrupt that you don't send out any courtesy letters on that anymore. That's not.
So it's not the end of the world, we're all gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine, I'm not like,
I appreciate the fact that
you know what I mean, I just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that you moved back here and built a house and.
Yeah, and I will say, like, just so you guys know, I know this is like, I'm sure she's tired of hearing about this, but like, in a very sincere way, in a very, like, meaningful way, there is a lot of, like, I'm 32 years old, and there's a lot of people around my age that are moving back to Holton, and have moved back, and I've done probably 10 messages in the last week about what's going on, like, how much of your taxes go up, how much, you know, there is growing concern in the community that, like, one of my friends is bill went up 4,000 just 1 year. He was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, it's more than my.
I'd love to.
Do you have your email address? I'll send you something that I worked up for Chatley Lover.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about her, but
Yeah, what,
Chad's my cousin, but. she-
Sure, yeah.
Just Adam Luthi at ndspro.com.
NDSPro.
Yeah. I don't know how somebody's doing with $4,000, but without seeing it and knowing
Yeah,
and
well,
understanding.
this is just conversation that you have in the community, just like you guys have with your friends or peers, I'm sure, you know. But it's just, I'm not complaining, I'm not like saying this or that, I'm just saying, just so you guys are aware, there is growing concern amongst the younger generation who did move back here, and the only reason they did was because they're from here. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So, I'm not,
I had a gentleman tell me his taxes went up after it went out, October, I think it was. My house tax went up $500. I said, I will check into that, because we're good friends. So I went up to Kate's office, the appraised value went up by 400, not quite 500. His taxes went up $8. It's how you get it.
right, no, I think.
$4,000, that's.
Well, yeah, and I don't know, like I said, I haven't seen the piece of paper, right, and I understand there's, you know, there's all these other numbers that mean nothing to anybody other than maybe her, because we don't understand what they are unless you do what you do, right? So I get that, but he's just saying like the total from last year to the total bill from this year, he said it jumped a whole bunch. And he was just
I think
concerned.
you have to lay it out, and take a look at
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm not, I'm just using that as an example amongst the conversation of growing concern, that's all.
And hopefully.
I just wanna let you guys know.
Hopefully what I'm sending you will kind of explain some things. You can share that with whoever you want to, because it's, you know, it's just something I'm
Yeah,
working
I'll take a look at it.
for Chatley, so.
I appreciate it, that's all I got, guys.
I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for your time. See. All right, Kate. If there's anything else, runway Ken.
Thanks.
Kate, hang on a second. I want to go back and address, this is one thing. I'm not sure, and Mark, we can have more conversation if you want to at some point. I'm not sure limiting Kate to sending those letters out, reminders. I understand what you're saying, but
And it's gonna come back and blow up on us because, somebody did a courtesy letter. I don't think that it's in the appraiser's best interest to send.
how do you feel? I really
That's-
like to know how Kate feels
Sure.
about it, and that's why I took it back.
We always want to do our best to help out the taxpayer,
Yep.
the citizen. And it's something that we have set up, streamlined, because we know we're getting more and more and more of revitalization. So it's a process that I think is helpful to those that may forget about that process. And we're always probably gonna have an issue like this every once in a while.
I guess, Mark, the way I look at it is that I would always rather see any department in this county bend over backwards to do courtesy letters or try to help the taxpayer out. If we, the three of us, are gonna face somebody coming in and being mad at us, I'm personally okay with Adam coming in and having that conversation and letting him vent a little bit, but at the end of the day, saying, letting him what the truth is. I feel like that there's more people who will benefit from those courtesy letters, and if we can bend over backwards for people,
And I'm more than willing to bend over backwards to help the taxpayers, help the citizens, but here comes the rub. if, as Adam said, I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth up there, but Adam sat here and said that I was in the office to be on the lookout for this letter. Well, apparently he wasn't, otherwise he would have come in and said sometime before this. But if the office is telling people, look out for the letter, right? They don't get the letter,
That's an issue Kate can address with the staff, though.
but there again, I don't want it coming back on us, one letter, so I'm gonna sue you to get this. Because the office said I'm gonna get a letter.
Yeah, I don't think.
So if we're gonna do that, then don't tell anybody you're gonna send them a letter, just send them, and if they get them, they get them, if they don't, they don't. Because we can't put ourselves out on the limb like that.
I can do that, I can tell
Yeah.
everybody, don't tell them to be on the lookout for a
Yeah,
courtesy
I would
letter.
not,
Because then it's not, then it's not a curse. It's an
Yes.
expectation. And so, again, I really like the fact that you do that.
I do
because
too. I mean, trust me, I do
and
too.
one
I
out
don't
of-
want it coming back on the county
How many
that,
people do you have a year apply for this? 10, 12, 5?
Between 5 and 10.
Okay, so if 1 out of 10, I'm okay with that coming in here.
same here.
He's upset, but I'm okay with that.
But when they come in here and they're basing their expectation to get back on a courtesy letter, that's, I don't want us put on the limb, on the hook. I'm talking about
Yeah.
us as the county, put on the hook for that. So,
Yes, sir.
you wanna, I mean, that's great, send them
Hang
out,
on,
just don't have your
just a
office,
second, I'm
don't be
gonna plug
expecting
right
for
back.
that, okay? That would be my opinion. So,
Scott,
okay.
So.
I also wanted to tell you guys that there is a new, state statute on, filing for personal property that changed in '24.
Okay.
That instead of sending out personal property renditions every single January, we're not gonna do that anymore. They're only required to file one time for their personal property.
Okay.
So the only time they will be getting penalties is when there's a file or a late file. So we're not sending out renditions this year, we're gonna send out a letter saying, this is what you can expect, here's the new statute and why. I can bring that down and we're gonna be sending out.
That'd be great.
So you are all aware that it's changed.
Okay. So we all good? with
Yeah.
The letter, the
Yeah.
courtesy?
Like I said, I just,
Thank you.
have your office not tell anybody about it, and when you get a courtesy letter, it's a courtesy letter, because I mean, I think that's probably the best way to go, because it won't be expecting.
We over-inform everybody
I know.
on every detail we possibly can.
Yep.
Maybe it's, hey, don't forget.
It's even on your wall.
Yeah.
So.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good, thank you.
Kate. Appreciate it. I don't think we have anything until 1:30 or 1 o'clock when Kirk comes in.
Yes.
So I'll entertain a motion to, or we'll recess until 1 o'clock.
Okay. See you all, I'm going to the hospital.
Yep.
Actually, I think she's on. Yeah. Granddaughters. All righty. You need me, I've got my phone. All right. Anyone want the flower in hand? Take one, you have one.
Thanks.
I guess I'm reading kids.
All right.
See you.
Yep, we'll see you after.
So you're gonna go home now? I'm sorry, are you going home now? Oh, okay.
All right,
We
then.
were leaving like
See you, be careful.
3.
Chrissy, see you after lunch.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's nice of you. Oh, yeah, nice of you, but glad that you get to stay for a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this away. I can grab this other one too. I'm just gonna hang out and then grab my extra heavy thing. And we're recessing to lunch. See you at 1. Is that, we got an extra long lunch?